think the best thing we could start with, maybe finish with, is what Hafiz Ibad recited. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. Don't say concerning those who have been killed in the way of Allah. And Malcolm was killed in the way of Allah. It's from our deen to work. Number one, he had started the Muslim Mosque Incorporated. He brought Sheikh Hassan from the Sudan to help educate the people. He was working very diligently to help to spread a proper understanding of Islam in this life. And so a lot of people didn't like that. You know, to work for the downtrodden, the oppressed, all over the world. These are people Malcolm was raising his voice for. And particularly, in general, all over the world. Traveling throughout the African continent, the Middle East, meeting with the world leaders to help to create a movement, to lighten the burden for people. And that comes at a price. But that's part of our religion. And people being killed, fi sabilillah. All of us are asked to make that sacrifice. Our sacrifices, we are asked to sacrifice. That's part of our religion. So this kind of Hakuna Matata Islam, and you know, that's not our religion. Our religion asks us to sacrifice. It asks us to sacrifice our money. And so we get the next verse, in fact. So to finish this verse, don't say they're dead. They live through their words, they live through their deeds, they live through their example, they live in their spirits, live in their grave. Now, Malcolm can hear us. His spirit can hear us. And when we bury, and that when the ground is just like this, maybe a little mound, it hasn't settled yet. And before we leave, Ya Fulan, who is your Lord? Man Rabbuka, Ma Dinuka, Man Nabiyuka, Wa Rasuluk. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Qul, say, Islamu Dina, Al-Islamu Dini, Islam is my deen. Muhammad ﷺ, Nabi wa Rasuli. Muhammad is my prophet and messenger. Wallahu Rabbi, Allah is my Lord. And so we're asking them, they're responding. The day of Badr, when the Prophet ﷺ threw the mushrikeen in the well, and he's asking, is the promise of Ya Fulan, is the promise of your Lord true? And Omar is, Ya Fulan, so-and-so, is the promise of your Lord true? And Omar is hearing this, saying, wow, they're dead, Ya Rasul. They can hear as well as you can. They're just incapable of answering. And so don't say that those who are killed in the way of Allah are dead. Or more relevant, we make them live on. Now there's a lot of controversy. Who killed Malcolm X? So let's ask a different question. Who's going to keep Malcolm X alive? وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٍ. But they live through us. And they live through us embodying their legacy. They live through us representing what they represented. They live through us carrying on their work. You know, why are there living madhabs? And then there are madhabs that have died. In terms of historical legal schools of jurisprudence. They say Imam Layth bin Sa'd, who was based in Egypt, was more learned than Imam Malik, but his students failed him. His students allowed his legacy of scholarship to die. And the students of Malik and Abu Hanifa and Imam Ahmed and Imam Shafi'i didn't. And so these great giants, they live on through us, or we are the ones who killed them. So if you're trying to ask who killed Malcolm X, ask yourself. I ask myself, what are we doing to keep them alive? What are we doing to keep their legacy alive? What are we doing to keep what they represented in the world alive? What are we doing to continue the work that they started? So the question comes back to us. And so if we want to obsess on something, that's what we should obsess on. Allah give us tawfiq. But أحياء, rather they are alive. ولكن لا تشعرون, but you perceive it not. Look at this. Allahu Akbar. Malcolm's alive in our hearts. That's why we're here. African descent people, Asian descent people, European descent people, Southeast Asia, maybe Chinese. Raise your hand. But look, Japanese. Why are we here? That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Because what was represented by Malcolm and by Dr. Betty is alive in our hearts. And because it's alive in our hearts, it brought us here today. Allah give us, and of course there are many others who probably would like to be here, couldn't make it, but we are here. And we're here because malcolmx, Dr. Betty Shabazz, are alive in our hearts.